Alright guys, we're here to check out my top skins for this week. Now that the Easter event is over and the store is fairly back to normal, we can start looking at what skins we might be able to see this Thursday. Now with the store right now, there is a glitch. It is showing some older skins for some reason. I guess you can buy them again. It wasn't meant to work that way. Don't know how soon that will be resolved, or maybe if they'll just leave it, we'll just have to see. But everything from the Easter event, as well as the Face Punch items, should be available now. On the subject of other skin-related stuff, before we dive into the picks, double doors are being worked on to be skinned, if you haven't heard that already, so that is probably our next skinnable item coming up. We'll just have to see how long it takes to get that implemented, because it was a little bit more on the trickier side. So let's start off. We've got this Skydiver set from Jessen, and it is just really nice. The metal chest plate, I think, was done well with the strapping and so forth. This still looked like a metal chest plate, but all the details enough to, you know, look like it also kind of has a parachute vest on it, and I think it's a good feat to do. Back here, the backpack actually doesn't look that bad. It doesn't really look too flat or anything. I think it pops enough that it just looks really good. And the mask itself is quite cool. It's very different. I do like the goggles up top, and then we've got the like breather here, and it's just really, really nice. There's also kind of like headphones on, because a lot of times when you're in an airplane, you know, you're wearing headphones to hear over the loud engines. So that's definitely kind of a cool thing. I like this high qual set, and yeah, I definitely love to see this one make it into game. So let's go ahead and take a look at our deployables. We've got 2 doors and a box. So our first door here is going to be from a very popular older set, the 2 Hell set, or the Hell set from Cirque. And yeah, this is the sheet metal door. So a lot of people, I guess, had been bothering him to make more, so here we go, we have it. It does glow. We'll be sure to show the glowing at the end. I'd also like to mention that Cirque made a knife that goes with this set as well. Let's get into some better light, and as you can see, this thing obviously glows as well. So I whoops, wrong button. I usually don't do 2 items for a person in certain weeks unless it's a set, but this really is a set, and I do like the look of it. And it's been a very popular set, so that's why we went ahead and showed off this guy. So let's go ahead and take a look at this other set right here. We've got this awesome kind of water-themed Lighthouse Keeper Set. It's the chest and door, brought to us by FaZe, and here's the door. It looks like it has little octopus tentacles coming up, and you've got the porthole, there's some wood poking through. I really like the blue trim around it, I think that looks nice. And then you've got the mix of ropes and chain link to kind of complete the look of it. Also a little drawing of the lighthouse right there. You can see that the door is identical on both sides. Then if we hop on over to here, you can see the box has a similar theme to it. It's got lots of little octopus tentacles. You've got the, you know, chicken wire, chains, etc. Up here there's an anchor that it looks like the octopus is reaching for through the box, and it's got that same little lighthouse symbol. Definitely a awesome looking set there. So let's go ahead and check out our items that we have. So first up, we've got a stone hatchet. This thing is really funny looking, and it's brought to us by Yoka Warrior, and it kind of reminds me of Blinky from The Simpsons. This is kind of like this little goldfish in the hatchet. It's really ridiculous looking, and I just love the look of it. So yeah, it's either that or Nemo got squished in here, but definitely very fun little hatchet. Next, we've got an epic looking hammer. This is brought to us by Lisa. It's got a glowing and a non-glowing version. I've put both into the workshop list just in case Helk doesn't like the glow. The non-glowing version is there, but I think the glow is what really sells it. It's got this glowing skull, you know, the eyes. It looks really nice, and altogether it's a really cool hammer. I'd love to see this one, and I would definitely pick it up myself. Next, we've got a couple more knives for you guys, and I don't know why it seems like the sun is setting so much. So we may have to adjust our time there. But we've got the Cold Hunter knife from Madros. As you would expect, the continuation of the Cold Hunter set. It's an epic looking knife, and I would love to have this one added to my Cold Hunter set. Following that, we've got another knife right here. This one is the Thug Knife by Sensei, sorry. So this one's got some kind of crazy looking weird skulls there. And it's got some nice detail work to it, some red to the handle and so forth. I know there's a lot of knives that kind of look like this, but this one just kind of stood out. I like the difference in the skulls. It's not kind of the same kind of skulls as usual, and is definitely a nicely done knife. Moving on to the next one here, we've also got, again, a lot of red with the knives, but I thought the dragon on here was quite cool, and it was something I wanted to go ahead and show. I think what's happening here is we're losing our direct light due to those trees, so we'll be right back. All right, there we go. We went ahead, so you can see there's a really cool looking dragon on here, and it's just a nice knife, and I thought it was worth showing today, so definitely a cool one. I think that Legacy did a pretty decent job on this knife right here. So let's go ahead and swap out. We've got lots of stuff to show today. Oops, and we're throwing one on the ground. Not what we wanted to do. All right, we've got this crossbow here. I think it's a really beautiful crossbow. It's got a really nice color to it. It is the Holy Trapper crossbow brought to us by Hatchet. And yeah, it's this really beautiful, ornate looking crossbow. I think it would fit into the game quite nicely, and people do like the white color. With the gold and everything, it looks quite fancy, and yeah, it's just really nice crossbow skin. Next, we've got a new Sap skin. This one's brought to us by Teddy. It is the Sap Aqua Marine, and it is, it's kind of a simple one, but it has that nice little hand-drawn look to it. I like the little sad faces on it and everything, and I thought it was definitely one that was worth showing. We haven't had any cool Sap skins for a little bit, so I wanted to go ahead and toss that one in there. Next, we've got probably one of the better looking Thompsons I've seen for a while. Milo has done a great job on the Devourer Thompson. It's part of his Devouring set, and it's just altogether a very colorful Thompson. It's got, you know, it just kind of screams look out. You know, it's got flames, it's got caution tape, it's got like a fire hazard symbol, and it's just got all those bright colors. Aiming down, you've got the same little fire symbol right there, a little bit of the hazard tape, and a red colored sight. Of course, it's not a glow sight, because those aren't allowed since people complain they're pay to win. But definitely a very, very nice looking Thompson. I love the look of this one. I think Milo did an amazing job on it. Next up, we've got a set of M39s. Now, I personally like the red one the most here, but I'm going to show both just because some people might like the blue. They're both listed in the workshop link as well. But these are the ornate M39s brought to us by Bad Trip. I think it's just really beautiful with the red and gold. It's very regal looking. Aiming down the sights, you've got gold with a little red tip and so forth. And I think it's quite nice, but we'll go ahead and show you the blue one as well. Whoops. Okay, I don't know what's up with that. That was weird. The blue does have a nice regal look to it, but I think, again, like me personally, I really like the red one. You guys sound off down in the comments below which one you think you like the most. Next, we've got another M39, and it's part of the Bulldozer set that everyone loves. These have sold pretty well in the past, and Algorithm has done a good job on them. I definitely love the look of it, and this one is very dusty and dirty looking. I love it. It looks like straight out of a work site, which is supposed to be the idea, I'm pretty sure. I also love that it says 7.62 down there because, you know, that's probably what you would expect to shoot through this thing. But aiming down the sight, you've got the same little green, like, I don't know what to really call it. It looks like a glow sight, but they don't glow. So, you know, you've got a painted sight there with the green little dots. I like it. It actually kind of really helps focus on things quite a bit. And those 4 little green dots are quite nice. But again, doesn't glow. Definitely an awesome looking M39. So let's go ahead and do our last swap out here and show you the final skins this week. We've got a very down-to-the-earth, grungy, used-up, raiderish looking M39, and I had to show it. I think Anathan did a really good job on it, and it's got like a little like crude drawn like face there. It's almost like a little demented little face, and it's just it's very rusty looking, which is why I wanted to show it, because a lot of the other ones are kind of like ornate or fancy or clean looking, and I think this is a nice contrast from those. Next, we've got some M249s for you this week, starting with Tony's Beast M249. This thing, the Beast, sorry, is pretty epic looking. It's got angry mouth on there with a big old fang, and the whole thing looks like kind of like bear fur. It's got some kind of like digital camo markings back here too. It's got that big old bear print, and then the blue markings with grrr written on it. It's definitely a cool looking M249, one I would love to see in game. Again, it has a red painted sight, but as you can see as we turn to the darkness, it is not a glow sight, but definitely a awesome looking M249. Next up, we've got the Phantom M249. And it is, you know, well, it's part of the Phantom set. And I know some people were kind of tired of the Phantom set for a while, so we went ahead and took a break from that. But I think it's time to show it. And I think this is it's a very, very, like, nice looking M249. It's quite golden and fancy. And I mean, it's what you would expect from the Phantom set. But, of course, you got to always end on a good note. And that is going to be with this crazy looking M249 that continues with the Playmaker set from Diva, Dan. And this thing is just great. It's got a full-on, like, handheld console attached to the side of it where the belt clip is. It's a Cobalt Game Boy, basically. You gotta love it. And if you look down, there's actually a game cartridge down there for the Roof Camper game itself. It says Roof Camper right there. It's just, you gotta love this thing. Aiming down the sides, you can see there's a nice mix of the gold and grays using the skin. And I like that the grip has that nice red color as well that you would expect from this set. I think he did a great job on it, and I would love to see this in-game to go along with the rest of the Playmaker set. That does it, guys. Thanks for checking out the skins with me this week. Everyone has done an amazing job, and as always, it's always so hard to pick through all of them. Everyone keep up the great work. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and we'll be back on Thursday with what skins actually make it in. Thanks for watching, guys, and you have a good one.